Warning. The following video contains violence, gore, and traps. Viewer discretion is advised. Quan and Bucko were clueless Rico was still breathing. Gordo, on the other hand, didn't know Rico from the start and was ready to do anything Bucko said for more rank in the set. Quan sent Gordo here to set up shop so they can use this place to make more product when they were out. Bucko wanted to push their product out in the city and countryside for more money. He wasn't worried about a damn thing. They wasn't going to risk stashing this large amount of cocaine in the trenches. Long as they kept shit low-key, they wouldn't have problems with the law or the ops down this way. They wasn't ducking shit, though. Bucko told Quan and Gordo, they asked me to get to work or find workers. This shit is not going to get done by itself. Sometimes it don't matter where you go. The ugly will always find you. Bucko knew this wasn't a peace offering. They asked Bucko who the hell he was. Bucko didn't give them no bullshit and responded saying his name is Brandon. Then asked the men if he was trespassing. I just need a pack of cigarettes. I know that's bullshit, the man said, but it's plenty of stores on your way out of here, boy. Bucko wasn't going for this shit and replied saying, well, this is the first one I saw. So it's the one I went to, boy. Let's cut the bullshit. My Hoover buddies told me not to do this much talking, the man said. They knew who Bucko was for sure. Quan was the first one to hear someone else other than Bucko outside, but at the same time he didn't know if he was tripping or not. He told Gordo to stay here, better safe than sorry. We ain't nowhere near home. Quan was just gonna see what was going on. Nothing out of hand. Gordo didn't listen for shit. He was real thirsty for action. Once Quan appeared, the man told Bucko that murder cases down this way don't get solved. I need that money that's on your head, boy. Gordo's trigger finger was itching after that statement. Quan shouted to Gordo, what the fuck is wrong with you, before running upstairs to get the stash. Maybe he felt like they ain't have to do that. Gordo, on the other hand, wasn't about to let them fuckers kill Bucko. Seemed like they couldn't get away from the bullshit. It just keep on chasing. Rico was still sliding daily, trying to catch another victim. He was all through the 40s hood and didn't see anything. After a while, he called it a day and went home. This day, after sliding, he seen something he wanted and was going to take his chances. He needed some faster shit. Doors open, engine running. This will be sweet as candy, Rico said to himself in his head. He was the only other car at the gas station, so he sat in the car for about 3 minutes before hopping out to execute his plan. He hit the man with a clean ass, right then kicked him in his kneecap before taking off. The man wasn't gang affiliated, so Rico just took the car. After getting home, he removed the license plate. Rico was bold as fuck for this, knowing the gas station he took the car from is 2 blocks down from his house. After settling down and changing his gear, Rico got back home and checked his Instagram stories. He noticed Hoover's members posting Marlon. It finally hit him that Marlon checked and he wasn't the one that caught that bee. Of course, this pissed him off, and he knew Bucko and Quan were responsible for this. He wanted to spin through their shit immediately after this. The only thing he didn't know, that they weren't even in the city at the moment. Quan got as much of the product he could get and put the other half somewhere else. He also ended up renting a bike before meeting back up with Gordo and Bucko. Quan was talking Gordo's ear off about the situation that happened a few hours ago, saying what the actual fuck made him do that and how they could have talked it out. Gordo then cut Quan off, saying, "That's where you're wrong. It was no way of talking that out. It's bread on my head." If anything, Gordo made a business decision. "Are you two gonna keep yapping or figure out who's after us?" Gordo replied, saying, "I'm pretty sure it was Marlon. Who else could have did this shit? I'm just being real here. You don't know what he did before he checked out." Bucko's name and face was starting to ring bells everywhere. At this point, Bucko just wanted to know the price on his head to really know how serious this shit is gonna get. Bucko asked Quan and Gordo to go see what they know around the town. He's gonna find a new location for the stash. He told Quan he was going to take the bike that he rented. "We need to split, it'll get done faster." Rico didn't talk to many people, but this one lady, the one that saved his life the day Quan shot him, he kept in touch with this lady and was even looking out for her. This day he went by to drop off some money. She worked 2 jobs, and Rico felt it was only right to look out as long as she's breathing. But he had a thought of creating a little crew himself from his old connections in the trenches, but that was just a thought for now. He still has a little PTSD from the last situation. She asked how he was holding up. If it was up to her, Rico's ass would be put up somewhere. She didn't understand why Rico was still in this environment after getting shot. It obviously wasn't a safe life for him, she thought. It was nothing she could tell him that would change his mind about his mission to terrorize the Rolling 40s, if only she knew that. Rico dropped off about $3,000 and was about to leave out when she asked him, "Who did that to you, Rico? It's something you're not telling me." "This shit is real personal. Not really much to explain," he said before leaving out. After leaving her apartment, he was curious about his old connects. He texted Thule. The man that sold the product to Quan, Rico asked Thule, "Where is my shipment for this week?" acting as if he haven't been off the grid these last few weeks. Thule responded saying, "You know how this shit work, Rico. If you don't respond, I got a million fuckers that will move product for us." You're now just a liability, Rico. This set Rico off. He had a real good feeling of who took his spot in the drug business. He wasn't taking no more L's. He was ready to put his little cousin to sleep. Rico geared up and pulled up to Thule's warehouse. Rico used to move drugs for him, so he knew these locations. It was a known fact that Thule checked this warehouse every day. This is where he keeps all the supply. Rico was trying to catch everybody that had ties with the 40s at this point. He waited about 2 hours before Thule arrived. He was thirsty, and everyone he once had love for is fucking him over. That pretty much sums up the hunger behind these bees he's been catching. One mistake Thule made was getting comfortable, thinking you can stay in the drug business without violence getting involved. The last person you should underestimate was Rico.
Daniel, what's up?
Quan was getting a call from Thule. Rico called saying no more Thule, no more drugs, in a dark tone. Once Quan heard his voice, he hung up fast as his heart dropped to his ass. How in the actual fuck is that man alive? Quan asked himself.